Sorcery is turning dark in the next set called Gothic, and we will take you through all the news just dropped by Eric Curiosa in the next set.
The newest video from Eric Curiosa delivered us a lot of news. First off, we were treated to a staff meeting, an end of the year staff meeting with a lot of the team members from Eric Curiosa. We got to hear a bit more about Drew, who used to run, maybe still does, On The Play YouTube channel, and what his current role is as a new member of Eric Curiosa. We also got to meet up with Kevin, who's new in the development team. As for Drew's role, it seems like he was brought on for a lot of the different qualification he has, both creating content, but he's also going to be functioning as a sort of support for LGSs and helping with onboarding them. We also saw a really great interview between Jesse, another Sorcery team member, and of course Drew. And they were talking about what's going to happen with the new organized play that they're going to take initiative to rolling out in 2025. They're going to have some more regional tournaments. They are still going to be connected to the store, driven and run by the store, but there seems like there's going to be some more formalized support and also some pricing that you can apply for. There's going to be these regional championships that they mentioned that will presumably lead to some sort of national championship. How it's going to be rolled out, which stores can apply and which can't, we don't know anything about that yet, but we will keep you updated.
The team also took turns in naming their favorite highlights of 2024, and luckily a lot of those highlights had to do with the events that was hosted by the community. So congratulations to all of you out there hosting these magnificent sorcery events. At the end of the 1.5 hour-long stream, Simon and Chase got together and they talked about the next big sorcery set that's going to come out in 2025. And this set has a code name, and that code name actually stuck. So even though it was only a placeholder name, they decided to just keep it. And of course, we're going to tell you all about the next big set. Another great thing is that Gothic is going to have new precon decks. So yay, precon decks!
So the new set name is Gothic. It's quite short, but it's also quite iconic. Gothic is of course a genre or a style of both art, music, architecture, and also literature. Gothic literature is a later invention, but the Gothic architecture, which all of the other genres sort of take their name from, was a mid-12th century to 16th century invention, which was pretty broadly across all of Europe with its very distinctive architectural style.
The style is characterized by very high arches, stained glass windows. The style is very prominently featured in churches and cathedrals, and you can see these cathedrals all across Europe, but especially in countries such as England, France, Germany and Spain. Remember to smash that like button, and if you are enjoying this content, consider becoming a subscriber to the channel. Thank you.
So, how does all of this Gothic architecture actually relate to Sorcery Contested Realm, which is a TCG? Well, it relates because it tells us something about what kind of vibe, what kind of atmosphere we can expect for this next set. So all of Gothic, be it art, literature, architecture, is about intense emotions. So it's about really having that creepy, eerie feeling, grand castles, mansions, crypts, a feeling of being both a bit claustrophobic, but also a feeling of heightened emotion and real terror. So it's about the things that go bump in the night, but it's also about all of the wild things happening outdoors. In all of Gothic literature, we have this really emotionally heightened states out in nature. So the rain, the wind, a lot of wild nature that also represents the wild element of us as people. And we're also going to see a lot of different creatures. And what kind of creatures you can see in the next set, we're going to be speculating a bit about that now.
We expect to see all sorts of frightful and scary creatures, such as ghouls, vampires, spirits and zombies. It's going to be all out undead, we believe, and there might also be ground for believing this, but we're going to mention that a little later on in this video. But what we are certain to expect is that we're going to see some of these liminal creatures, so some of those creatures that are both good and evil, or maybe able to change their shapes. So we expect to see more werewolves than vampires, because that would fit right into Gothic.
What kind of sights might we be able to see? Well, as I mentioned previously, I think we're going to see some of these iconic like castles, mansions, mausoleums, but I also think apart from like these beautiful buildings, and again, I can imagine this very clearly being sites done by Elvira Palikowska and having these really beautiful architectural touches, but also Imagine some of these wild outdoors-like sites that would be really overgrown old ancient forests. There's a lot of like wild and untamed nature that could feature into this set of Gothic. Within the Gothic genre, there's also some elements of light and beauty, but usually they are more of a wistful or broken nature. So we could imagine that we're going to have some elements of more light, or what we traditionally would say are good creatures. So maybe we're going to see more positive or good fae people. We could also see angels, we could see clerics, priests, witch hunters, maybe even like a group of villagers hunting that one vampire that's been terrorizing the neighborhood. But probably to broaden out the range and really complement the set, I think we are going to see some elements of light or more benevolent creatures in the set.
At the end of the stream, we also got a single card revealed, and this card is the Death Knight with art by Dan Seagrave, and it was featured on a background with art by Ian Miller. And both artists are some we believe will be featured prominently in the set of Gothic. The rules text of the Death Knight says that other nearby undead allies have +1 power, and this strongly indicates that the undead keyword is going to be important in Gothic. The Death Knight is also only exceptional rarity, which means that you are going to be able to have 3 of these bad boys in a deck, so it's certainly a card that you're going to be able to build around. It's also a Lord card, which is kind of interesting because we haven't seen Lords or Champions featured that heavily in Sorcery so far.
So this card really makes me personally speculate, are we going to see a cycle of them? Are we going to see maybe also a Spirit Lord, maybe a Zombie Lord? Are we going to get more of these and exceptional for all the other elements? I don't know, but if you think so and you want to take a guess at which kind of Lord it will be, please do leave a comment down below in the comment section. If you're interested in knowing more about Gothic and the first revealed piece of art for it, you can check out this video right up here where we talked with Drew Tucker at length about the process of his art, but also about Gothic.
Thank you to our YouTube channel members and our page members in the description, and also thank you for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one.